to explore and play, to roam free all day. In Jamestown, North Carolina, we get out of the grind and escape into the moment. People feel good here. Let loose here. Eat well here. Feel swell here. We go for a ride or an afternoon stroll. We cheer each other on. And go for the goal. Here, a treasured history meets the energy of a town on the rise. In a place with true heart and soul, and where we have our own special beat. Jamestown, North Carolina, where history and possibility meet.
I'd like to call this meeting to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Wolf? Here. Councilmember Capes?
Here.
Councilmember Strawn?
Here.
Councilmember Rayburn?
Here.
Quorum is present, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. At this time, would Councilmember Capes and Councilmember Strawn please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes, ma'am.
Please bow your heads for a moment of silence. Thank you. Council, do we have any items that need to be added, deleted, or changed on the agenda?
Yes, Madam Mayor, I would like to remove item 2E from the consent agenda and place it on the regular agenda right after the public comment period, which would be item 3A.
Okay. Do I have a second for that?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. And at this time, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as amended?
Motion to approve the consent agenda as amended?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Have anyone signed up for the public comment period?
Robert Frederick.
Please come to the podium, state your name and address, and limit your comments to 3 minutes.
Robert Frederick, 500 Wynwood Drive. Tonight, Jamestown thanks 2 council members for their service and swears in 2 new council members. It is a historic occasion. For although we have among our founding documents the phrase, all men are created equal, it was not a self-evident truth to our founders that women were considered equal to men. So tonight we have for the first time in Jamestown's history an all-woman council. But because we still separate our elected officials into categories of male or female, because we still note the color of our elected officials' skin, because we pay attention to the neighborhoods that our elected officials come from, we cannot be too congratulatory of our little town in this historic moment. That's because being an elected official in Jamestown is still a volunteer activity. So I urge our new council to institute payment to elected officials so that it is not an unstated requirement that to be in office, you need to be wealthy enough to volunteer your time, including volunteering your time during the workday. Indeed, at last month's council meeting, Councilmember Cape said that the conversations about the budget begin in January, February, March. And so if members of the public do not attend those meetings, then you're not talking with all the facts at the public hearing about the budget, which happens in April, May, and June. But this year, those budget meetings were held at 9 a.m. on January 24th, March 23rd, and April 14th. That's 9 a.m. on a Tuesday, a Thursday, and a Friday. It's pretty hard for most working people to give up a workday morning to come to a budget meeting, and I should note that at each of these 3 meetings, one council member was absent too. Compensating council members for their hours of service is a common practice around our state, but here in Jamestown, volunteering for council is a surviving legacy of our town's patriarchy. Now, in this moment anyway, or soon to come, that patriarchy is in our past. So I hope that our historic council will do historic things that benefit our little democracy so that our future councils are more representative of Jamestown's population. Thank you for your consideration.
Do we have anyone else signed up for public comment?
No.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to schedule a special meeting for January 9th, 2024, at 9 a.m. to noon for a closed session with personnel issues to administer the town manager's review. Do I have a motion?
Yeah, motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Matthew, would you discuss the stormwater utility fee ordinance and open the public hearing?
Yes, good evening, Mayor and Council. This is a continuation of our public hearing, consideration of the stormwater utility fee ordinance. I'm not going to go back through it again, but if you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer them at this time.
Any questions
Not at this point.
at this time? Okay.
Thank you.
I do have one question. I'm kind of getting conflicted numbers. What is the total amount that this fee is going to bring into the town?
So I think we have, and Faith can correct me, I think we've budgeted $50,000 roughly, is that right? For a 6-month period of time, starting in January of '24 through the end of our fiscal year at June 30th of 2024.
So it's going to bring in about $100,000 a year then?
That's our rough estimates.
Thank you.
Yep, sure.
Any discussion at this time? Hearing none, I will open the floor for the public hearing to anyone who has not already spoken on this item in our last meeting. At this time, please come to the podium, state your name and your address, and limit your comments to 3 minutes. Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing to the public and return to council. Council, do we have any discussion at this time?
Well, because we have discussed this for a while. I'm sorry, it seems like this thing's loud tonight to me. And that, of course, the Stormwater Management Plan or the program is the state unfunded Band-Aid program that we have to comply with. And to date, the town has absorbed the stormwater expenses in our general fund. And, but during the budget last time, we established a line item for stormwater. And the stormwater fees, or the proposed stormwater fees, would be used to pay the expenses of the stormwater permit and all the elements of the stormwater management plan that we're required to do. Of course, I also hope to see some actual stormwater projects be completed. We've had one stormwater project on the CIP list for several years, and I'm sure there's others. So I do see the necessity for implementing the fee.
Any other discussion? Would you like to put that in the form of a motion?
I didn't know if there was other discussion.
They didn't have any.
I agree.
Okay, then I make a motion to approve the Chapter 55 Stormwater Utility Fee Ordinance as presented.
Second.
Okay, this is a roll call vote.
Councilmember Wolf,
Aye.
Councilmember Capes,
Aye.
Councilmember Strawn,
Nay.
Councilmember Rayburn.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Matthew, would you discuss the scheduling of a public hearing for consideration of a text amendment?
I'm going to ask Paul to do that.
Okay?
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I request that we schedule a public hearing for consideration of a minor text amendment for the solid waste ordinance at the January 16th Town Council meeting.
Okay, I would make a motion to schedule a public hearing on the proposed text amendment to the solid waste ordinance for the January 16, 2024 meeting at 6 p.m. in the Civic Center.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Beth, would you address our closed minutes, our minutes from our closed session meeting?
Yes, ma'am. I have reviewed the minutes from the closed sessions that we held in 2023, and I am recommending that those minutes still stay sealed for the present time.
Thank you. And is Mike Tester with us this evening?
Mike, are you here? I don't see,
see
I
him.
didn't see him come in.
Okay. We'll skip that right this minute.
Okay.
Okay, and we'll move on to have a resolution of appreciation for Lawrence and John for being with us for these several years. If you'll just join me here, I think that'll be the best way for the public to be able to hear through the microphones.
What?
I've put up with this for years.
I really can't hear you.
I know. Lawrence, whereas Lawrence has served the town of Jamestown as an elected official of the town council from 2019 to 2023, and whereas Lawrence demonstrated an open willingness to be available to anyone that wished to discuss a matter with him and work collaboratively with fellow council members when making decisions for the town. And whereas Lawrence invested his time and energy into making Jamestown a great place to live and kept his law enforcement eagle eyes set on maintaining the integrity and future of the town in all decisions he made, now therefore be it resolved that I, Lynn Montgomery, Mayor of the town of Jamestown, and the town council, do hereby express great appreciation to Lawrence for the gift of his time and talents to the community and convey to Lawrence our best wishes for his future endeavors and his travels.
Oh, thank you very much.
Button, Jeff.
John,
Yes, ma'am.
whereas John Capes boldly went where few will go, stepping up to serve the town of Jamestown as an elected official of the town council from 2017 to 23. And whereas John has also volunteered his time and served many years on the planning board. And whereas John kept the best interests of the entire community and the long-range impact of the town in mind when making decisions and worked diligently to dispel insufficient and incorrect facts in his mission to keep Jamestown a great place to live. Now therefore be it resolved, I, Lynn Montgomery, Mayor of the town of Jamestown, and the town council, do hereby express great appreciation to John. We wish Mr. Capes all the best in the future and hope he lives long and continues to prosper. We have been and will always be his friend. Thank you, John. Get all of us.
Now we'll all get in there. You want these two?
You can do those. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to call a short recess so the clerk can reset the council table. And I can
You need a cough drop?
I'm sure it was one of probably the biggest investment that they ever made, but nonetheless, they did that. And they had two little boys. My brother Parks, who sits behind me, who is 3 years older. I know he's got more hair, but he's older. And I was 3 years old at the time. And I had the privilege of growing up in a setting here in Jamestown. I had no idea growing up how idyllic it was, how folks, just typical neighbors, but everybody seemed to get along and work things out. I walked the 3 blocks to Jamestown Elementary School, and when we first moved here, it was still transitioning from Jamestown High School to Ragsdale High School. My mother was a 4th grade teacher at the elementary school, and just so many great memories. This is a wonderful community. So when Mayor Montgomery asked me if I would be willing to come and administer the oaths, I had to say yes. I mean, my mom lived here up until October of 2020, and then she went to be with the Lord in August of 2022. So she lived a short life of 98 and a half years. She loved this town. She loved the community, and y'all looked after her. And that meant so much to my brother and me. We both live in Raleigh. How did Jamestown get to be here? It says that you guys were settled, that we were settled in 1752. Well, the newbies got run out of Virginia about 1680. They were Quakers, and Quakers were not allowed to practice their religion in Virginia, so they had to find a place where they could do that. And they started out in Perquimans County. There's a large Quaker settlement there. There's actually an old newbie house there. And then part of our family were part of the migration of the Quakers to this area. This area also welcomed Quakers. A guy named James Mendenhall ends up being one of our relatives. It's one of those who knew. But as we think about 1752, 24 years later, as a matter of fact, yesterday, 24 years later, yesterday, December the 18th of 1776, we adopted our state constitution. How do we meet here as the town of Jamestown? Well, Article 7 of our state constitution talks about local government and that the General Assembly establishes that. So it wasn't until much later that the town of Jamestown was actually recognized. I can remember being interested in governmental issues and actually having to go to High Point to be a city council person for a day as a Ragsdale High School student, because as far as I knew, all we had was Mayor Tom. That's all I ever remembered was Mayor Ragsdale. But y'all have kept this community, and there is nothing closer to we the people than a town council. Not so jokingly tell people I have cases argued before my court, and it's months before we decide something, and by then most people have forgotten what it was that was argued. You guys, by the time you leave this meeting, your phones will be ringing about all the decisions that you didn't make that you should have. It is close to the people. But we the people so rely on local government. And we take oaths. Why do we take oaths? Why do we raise our hands and make a public profession of our commitment? We've been doing that for a long, long time. Oaths go back to the English common law tradition that we have. But it goes beyond that. It goes all the way back to biblical times. Our state constitution in 1776 made it clear that an oath was to be before all the people and before Almighty God, that you will put aside any of your personal self-interest and always do what is right and just and fair for the people that you serve. We truly are public servants. And I certainly want to express my admiration for y'all, for your willingness to be involved, to help people appreciate our state constitution and our Declaration of Independence that say we hold these truths to be self-evident. All of us are created equal, endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights: life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, and everybody's entitled to the fruits of their own labor. How do we make these realities come true? As Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. famously said, it's a promissory note that needs to be cash for each individual. That's what y'all do, day in, day out. Thank you for your willingness to do that. I know you're ready for me to administer an oath. Okay, I am fixing to do that. The way we're going to do it, this is, I understand from Mayor Montgomery, the first time that there's been a staggered term of council people. And although two of the existing council folks and the mayor have already taken an oath, we're going to allow them to kind of renew their oaths with this new council to show how that this council is separate from what has gone on before and will be the council going forward. Some of y'all have Bibles. You can have anybody you want to hold the Bible for you, or you can hold it in your left hand, however you want to do it. And if you're going to affirm, you can just raise your right hand. And if you would, please go ahead and left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. Okay. At the very beginning, I'm going to ask you each to state your name, and we'll start with the mayor. Do y'all have seniority with the way the council works, or no? Okay. We'll start with the mayor, and then we'll go to Ms. Stafford over here and just make the way around. Okay. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States? And do you solemnly and sincerely swear or affirm that you will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina and to the constitutional powers and authorities which are or may be established for the government thereof, and that you'll endeavor to support and maintain and defend the Constitution of the United States to the best of your knowledge and ability? And do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will well and truly execute the duties of the office of town council member and or mayor of the town of Jamestown, North Carolina? So help you God. If you do, say, I do. I do. Congratulations. Thank you for your willingness to serve.
Tony's taking pictures. She's got it. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our first order of business as a new council will be to elect a mayor pro tem. Do we have a motion to appoint a member to serve as the mayor pro tem for the next 2 years?
Yeah, I make a motion to appoint Councilwoman Rebecca Rayburn to serve as Mayor Pro Tem.
Do you have a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Okay, and now we're going to go through the appointments to committees, and I have asked each person individually if they will serve on a committee. So what I'm going to do is ask for an appointment of that person so that you guys don't have to figure out what we're doing. Okay, first item of business will be the appointment of the council representative to the planning board. Pam Burgess has been willing to fill this appointment. Do I have a motion to appoint her?
I move to approve Pam Burgess to representative to the planning board.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? And let's see, I have representative to the Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee. Rebecca Rayburn has consented to that appointment. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve Rebecca for the Parks and Rec Committee.
Second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Martha Wolf has consented to continue her representation on the Transportation Advisory Committee. Do I have a motion to that effect?
I move to appoint or continue Martha as the member to serve as the representative to the Transportation Advisory Committee.
Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. I will continue with your approval to serve as the Piedmont Triad Regional Council representative. Do I have a motion?
I move to approve Lynn Montgomery to continue on the Regional Triad Council.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. And have an appointment to the Guilford County, as a liaison to the Guilford County School Board, and Sarah Glanville has consented to that appointment. So I have a motion.
I move to appoint Sarah Glanville as a member to serve as the representative to the Guilford County School Board.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? And our last appointment will be as a liaison to the Livable Communities Committee, and Rebecca has asked to continue as that liaison. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve Rebecca to continue on as liaison for that committee.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Okay. Matthew, I have that order of business taken care of. Could we have a manager's report?
Yes, ma'am. Dave Treen wasn't able to be with us this evening, but I will say if he is watching that we do miss him and wish him a Merry Christmas. And as he would have said, I'm not going to take very long. This will just be a short manager's report. Our recreation maintenance building and the golf course bathrooms are nearing completion. We've got a punch list items that we're working through, and we should have certificates of occupancy from Guilford County shortly. Loose leaf collection began on Monday, October 23rd. It will continue through February 23rd. The Jamestown Business Association is continuing to sponsor the Christmas on Main event, and our final offering will be on the 20th. That's tomorrow night. Businesses remain open until 8 p.m. to allow shoppers to come and visit, so we encourage you to come out. We serve hot chocolate at Town Hall, I'm just saying. Town offices will be closed on Monday, December the 25th through Wednesday, December 27th, in observance of the Christmas holiday, and again on January 1st in observance of the New Year's holiday. Our garbage and recycling schedules will be impacted on December the 26th and 27th. So Tuesday's normal pickup will be collected on Thursday, December 28th. Wednesday's normal pickup will be collected on Friday, the 29th. That's a 2-day delay from your normal pickup. There will not be any impact on the New Year's holiday week. All collections will be on their normal schedule. As a general reminder, Paul's asked us to make sure that folks understand that all the waste must be placed inside the container for pickup. And we're very pleased to announce that our finance team has received the Excellence in Financial Reporting Award from the Government Finance Officers Association. The Certificate of Achievement is the highest form of recognition in government accounting and financial reporting. Its attainment represents a significant accomplishment by the government and its management. Congratulations to our entire finance team, particularly Faith and Heather and Judy, who has retired, for their continued efforts to provide accurate and transparent financial reporting to our citizens. This marks the 17th consecutive year that we have received that award. That's all I have. I wish you all a Merry Christmas. There are some key dates that are listed there, but if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
You talked about the recreation maintenance building, doing the punch list items, waiting for the final. But is that the same thing for the golf course bathrooms, too?
Yeah, they're just finishing up a couple of little minor items, yes.
Okay.
Paint, touch-ups, those types of
Okay.
things. Yep.
Did Guilford County get their?
They're scheduling their finals, yes, correct.
Good.
Yes. Anything else?
Any other questions for Matthew at this time?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
At this time, council, when I ask for the committee reports, so Martha and Rebecca, I think you're going to be the only ones that potentially have any. Did you have any meetings?
No. Well, I didn't have any meetings in December, but sort of related to the TAC, I did want to inform everyone that the white traffic lines at Oakdale Road and Main Street have been repainted by DOT, and they look really great. But the bad thing is it makes our stamped crosswalks look really bad. And of course, that has been on our CIP to have done, and it was moved out for last fiscal year. So just when we discuss budget in the upcoming year, I hope we can get that project in our 24-25 budget.
No other committee reports? Nancy, has anyone signed up for the public comment period?
No.
Okay, thank you. And with no further business, do I have a
Well, I did just want to say one thing under other business, it's not listed there, but I just want to thank JBA for the hard work they did on this year's Christmas on Main. I worked just the first Wednesday, that December 6th, and I thought the turnout was great, and it was steady, and the stormwater ladies who had some impressive stormwater educational displays, and so I know they've just really made it bigger and better, and I just think they deserve a lot of credit. I know you and Pam worked the last week.
Yes.
Was it still a good crowd?
It was a very good crowd.
Yeah. Well, they've really, and then I think John showed videos at
Yeah.
different vendors. I know the bakery said they had a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
So please tell Jamie that they've done a great job.
Thank you for bringing that up, Martha. Any other business? To have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you.